Hey, what is shaking? What is shaking bacon? Yep. Good morning. Oh, is it? Oh, it's a good one. Good morning. Oh, is it? Hey, you looking for the handsome chief? Hey, is it a good morning? Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, Jon, and friends, your daily accountability partner. We are live right now, and you're home for real talk, motivating content, and a little bit of energy and entertaining conversation that looks like it is a winning morning mindset. Hey, I got the standard reminder, so if you heard this part, tune out, because I'm going to say it again over and over and over. If you haven't hit the like button, do it now. Boom! I invite you to subscribe. I invite you to drop one target comment in the chat today. Remember, this is an R-rated, sometimes X-rated experience. Yes, true story. Hey, and if you hit the snooze button today, well, you're 9 minutes behind Adam Holroyd, who did not. You might be 18 minutes behind Chick Bait, who did not either. That's 2 snooze buttons. If you did it 3 times, you're half an hour behind Mike Sullivan, who's been up an hour ahead of you today. Yeah, true mother. Oh, have you heard my saying before? What's that? Huh? Oh yeah, true motherfucking story. Yeah, that's it. We're here to help you get to start your day right, even if it's slack. If you're getting up and your day is slack right now, well, your day is going to be better right now. Why? Because here's what's coming up ahead. Hey, and apparently in order. Yeah, in order, apparently. True story. I see you, Neiman. Producer Neiman, director of Word here in the lab. Number 1, the morning loop. Tell me you're a dad. If you're a dad, we're going to tell some quick dad stories coming up here this morning. What's up, Petro? Good to see you, Petro. Deepak Barn, good to see you as well on the live show this morning. And of course, the man, the boy wonder, the man with all of his teeth except one. Who am I talking about? Yeah, Matt Roof. The guy who hosts Kindness Rising, 7:30 Eastern Time, helps you get up and rise with kindness on Monday to Friday here on the big network. Current events coming up here today, guys. Hey, AI superintelligence. Let's stop talking about AI superintelligence. Yes, true story. The Louvre. We're going to get back to the Louvre. The Louvre heist footage. Yeah, we got some footage. We got some breaking footage of how they stole this jewelry. Yep, and if you guys don't like to run, hey, Sullivan, did you go for your run today? Hey, Petro, I went for my run today. Hated every second. Oh, don't tell John. Yeah, Nike has powered shoes that'll make us go faster. Yeah, why time speeds up with age? NBA gambling. Woo, baby, we're going to talk gambling today. Oh, I can't wait to talk with Marty and Johnny. This is a crazy story, man. Woo, baby. Crazy glasses, crime families, rigged NBA games. Man, hey, there's a second moon over Earth, too. Yeah, you guys think there's only one moon? There's actually 2 moons. 2 moons circling around us. And a bowel cancer immune switch breakthrough. So maybe we're going to offer some science to the table today other than a bunch of bullshit. Oh, no, bullshit is the second hour. That's when Petro's points come in. I expect Dr. Jon Petrocelli to come hang out with us in the second hour of the show for a few minutes later on today. Yeah, good job there, Sully. 3 weeks of fasted cardio. Nicely done. Nicely done. Hey, we're also going to, we got a guest coming up here today. He's going to throw some haymakers. Yep, George Haymaker coming in from fog to focus, the 10-minute brain reset for busy professionals. So if you're busy, well, I don't know what the hell you're doing here. Hey, deep dive, how many drinks can you have and still lose fat? Well, I have the answer for you, and it's coming up. I did a bunch of research, and actually, Jimmy, if you saw the trailer just says it all. Nobody even has to watch the segment if they watch the trailer for that one. Yeah, true story. Actually, true motherfucking story. Yep, 100%. Reloaded. What your P says about stress. Here's the thing, guys. The data is telling us you guys want to keep talking about piss. So we're talking about piss. We're going to talk more about piss today. Simple visual gut check, hydration, look at the toilet, what's the color? Yep, and stop ruining tough talks. I got some nuggets. 3 openers that don't start a fight. Like, you're not going to say, hey, I think you're a fucking tool. Oh, no. That might just start the fight. Community Corner. Stories from YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack, otherwise known as the Roasting Corner. Yeah. So here's the thing, guys. Just my team wants me to roast everybody all the time. I'm like, I want to be kind. Jimmy and Melissa are like, no, fucking roast, man. Just roast everybody as much as you can. I'm like, no, I want to be kind. Like, no, just roast. I'm like, all right, I'll just fucking roast it. If they want me to roast them, I'll roast them. So coming up on the bottom of the hour, roasting everybody in the community corner. Yeah, true story. Hey, that just seems what we got to do these days. Stupid shit, dumb shit awards, roasting and folks. All right, fellas, I see Marty joining us in the lab. I think we got I think Detective Marty might show up on the show here today. Yeah, true story. But until then, hey, Rahima, you ready to cut this later? Because the morning loop, yep, hey, baby, it starts right now.
John, crew.
We live in the loop, but you've got to admit, there's something special about Fridays.
Yeah. Jimmy's happier because there's no show to prepare for tomorrow.
We see you grinning to yourself, Mr. Producer. You too, Melissa. Don't roll your eyes at us.
Does she really roll her eyes that much?
If Keith says it's true, it must be true. The bullshit professor will second that.
John, we missed you too, big guy.
Yes. Don't encourage him, Preston. Don't say emotionally evolved things to him.
Whatever, man. All right, crew, let's get it going. First topic of the day, tell me you're a dad. It's gonna be a fun one.
Done. Sterling and Preston. Good morning, gentlemen. How's the puppy? What's up, Detective Marty?
What's up, Keith?
Oh, I'm good.
Doing,
I'm good. Well, let's get your audio sorted out there. Probably got a little bit of an echo there. You got a little bit of an echo there coming in from somewhere. So we'll get that sorted out. Hey, guys, while Marty's doing that, you guys can join us on the show every single day, Monday to Friday.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, still got an echo there. Yeah, you got a little bit of an echo there. I'm not sure. Maybe you got a dual thing happening, but you got an echo. Hey, guys, we're going to open the phone lines in the second hour. 431-300-3005. Yep, 431-300-3005. And if you're not joining the show with us live, I'm not sure why you're not. Come get after us every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on YouTube, over there on LinkedIn, over there on X, and just over there over on Substack as well. And hey, we are on demand on YouTube, and we are also on demand on Apple and Spotify. Let's hear you, buddy.
So I'm good now?
There you go. There you go.
Perfect.
The handsome young man is sounding even more handsome.
You like the Detective Marty episode 1?
I fucking love it. Hey, Jimmy, if you have that segment, man, let's run that clip if we got the Detective Marty. I really enjoyed it, and I want to have some fun with it.
Another day, another case. Booty builder. Case number 001. Let's get to work. Scammers love to hide in the shadows of the gym, but the weights don't lie, and neither do I. Another night, another case. The city never sleeps. I just hope I'm ready for what waits at the end of this alley. Case number 1. The BBL booty builder.
Same captions, same filters, and the money trail keeps looping back to the same 3 accounts. It's not just workouts they're selling, it's attention. Every click, every like, somebody's cashing out.
Move! Police coming through! Out of the way. Yo! Clear the lane! Stop! Get back here! These are your BBL surgery records. You notice the stamp right here? That's a match. All the receipts in black and white. So yeah, we're done. Case closed.
Munner with some awesome storytelling. Marty, brother, exceptional.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Everyone
loved it, man.
How much fun was it to make that, though?
Keith, man, I was dying hysterically with laughter. Every episode, I got a couple more episodes that I didn't drop yet. They're hilarious, man.
Is it not fun? Like, is it not fun, eh? It's just a fucking... the dopamine hits you get, no? Am I wrong?
Yeah, no, it's addicting, man. It's literally addicting. So
yeah,
you can get, I probably can spend 2 or 3 hours on there. I got to watch myself,
Oh, dude,
I know you on there all day. I already know.
Dude, I'm maxed out every time you get 100 videos. It says you've made 100 videos in the last 24 hours. It's time to take a break. I'm like, fuck you, man. I want to make 100 more.
No, it's a dope tool. I'm going to do a lot more stuff with it too.
Yeah. So Raheem, I see your question there about the watermark. Let's talk about it. So there's actually 2 arguments to that. So yes, there are ways you can remove the watermark. There absolutely is ways you can remove it. Some are actually putting the watermark back in to make it look like it's real or fake because there's so much of it. So it's funny because my first reaction was take the watermark out, but I'm seeing people putting them back in because there's a certain kind of legit/illegitimacy around it. But I'm enjoying the fresh new way to do storytelling. And what's funny about your video there is that so you, me, and Johnny are all in Soar now. Like you could create your detective thing with the two of us cohorts fucking chasing you, or have my head pop out of the corner, or Johnny's head popped out of the corner, or do that ridiculous stuff here too, right? So
I had a video with you in it, but I couldn't get it to come out right. That's the only reason you weren't on there.
Well, so it's interesting because I've been playing with it too, Marty, and I've been learning some things that in order to protect our likenesses, I don't know if you know, I learned this myself, that you can't download it. So if I made a video with you in it, I can't download it unless I post it first.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
So you got to post it publicly, and then you can download it, right? Actually, the whole world can download it once it's posted. So it's, but it's fascinating. I loved your story. I saw it. And I was like, this is awesome. What you're creating, I'll tell you right now, what you are creating, in my point of view, is the future of storytelling.
I think so too.
100%. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because you did not have that ability a few months ago.
I couldn't do it a few months ago. You're right.
Yeah.
And so basically, I guess, if somebody doesn't like the way I might point something out, I could use the storytelling to point out the BS,
I saw a very scalable thing yesterday. So Cuban's on Soar as well. So Cuban was sending birthday wishes to people. So it wasn't Mark, but it was Mark. So there's a great example of somebody who wants to get a birthday wish. And you know what? It looked real. Like, you're like, hey, I'm getting a birthday wish from Mark Cuban. And there's that psychological, and you watch enough of it. Good morning, Johnny. You watch
Good morning. I had to butt my way into conversation somehow. Nothing better than a nice belch, right?
I love it. You know what's funny, man, is that we were talking after the show yesterday. I said to the team, John, I said, if we were on just regular normal shit, producers and the folks would say, we should talk to the hosts about burping on the air. And I'm like, no, that's just part of our show, actually, because all of our listeners are wondering when John's going to burp next. So no, actually, burping is part of it.
Breaking the rules, baby.
My role in this motherfucker was to be the guy. What the fuck's he going to say next? What's he going to do next? That was my role. We decided that from the begining.
I love it. How are you? So, hey, Anderson, I got to tease you, because I tease with love.
Of course you do.
So I got a little bit of teasing coming at you today. So I noticed that you might have been a little bit quieter yesterday, and I noticed that might have had something to do with maybe your cannabis capsule the night before. Maybe. Just maybe.
That's a good question. That's a good question.
Because you were in the same state a couple of weeks ago when you had a great sleep. You had a great sleep yesterday, yet your energy was like, meh. I'm like, Anderson, you had a great sleep. Where the hell's your energy, brother?
Well, it's funny. I was actually thinking about this yesterday. And I was talking to Terry too. I think what we're realizing is that, because I'm an extremist by nature. I don't really understand the middle.
Kidding. No shit.
And so, I'm always pushing, and I go through phases where I fucking push really hard to the point where, like, I could push, but there's not as much left to give. That makes sense. What's that?
Nothing obvious, Marty, about John's statement there. Nothing obvious at all.
I didn't learn anything new at all. Yeah.
We've realized that I think I've talked about this before. That my life cycle works on 12 months.
Yes.
Is that by the end of the year, I'm almost ready to kind of submit a little bit. Like, okay, there's not a lot left in the tank. I'm good. The holidays are here. I can kind of just cruise, enjoy some family.
Yeah.
I think we realized that I arrived here a little early this year because starting a second business. So
you're like my dogs this morning, 3:27. They're getting up. I was like, oh, I guess it's time to get up. They were 4 minutes before my alarm got up. So they were arriving at the door just like you were, John, nice and early, man.
So to answer your question, I'm realizing that, my energy levels are just kind of as a whole, even on an up day or a down day, they're I gotta kind of rebuild them, so to speak, which happens every year. Yeah. But I mean, I'm really only a month early, because usually by middle of November, I feel like, okay, I'm having a hard time breathing,
Oh my God. Good morning, everybody. Hanging out with Keith, John, and Marty. George Haymaker is coming up here at the bottom of the hour. If he reads the IKEA instructions, I had a bet with Melissa and Jimmy this morning whether he was going to make it. And we'll see if Haymaker winks it into the show here this morning. Yeah, Johnny?
But great observation, dude. I gotta pay closer attention to see if that if that cannabis supplement is and has anything to do with.
You might have been moving a few centimeters slower yesterday, just a smidgen.
Yeah, I've when I'm waking up in the morning, I'm feeling that in general. I'm like, fuck, man. It's been going on for a little while. I mean, I'll have a few ups, and I'm having more. I don't mean up is like or down is a bad thing.
Yes,
I'm just not having those peaks as often.
Yes. Yeah, I got a few fun topics I got on the table I wanted through this morning. I got a bunch of them, but two specifically that so the one that broke yesterday, I could not wait to talk to you guys today. The big NBA gambling scandal.
Bro.
What happened?
Oh, Johnny, like Coach Chauncey Billups from the Portland, is it Marty? Portland, right?
Yeah.
Chauncey Billups and one of the big NBA players caught up, Johnny, in a mafia-related massive NBA rigging gambling scandal. Like as in,
and another coach too.
Like as in guy leaving the court early so that the prop bets can pay off. And what I found most fascinating about it is that, Marty, all these old school New York City gambling families mafia families, Johnny, still fueling everything. Like the Gambinos, the Bambinos, all those bumps.
These guys they're just much better at hiding.
Oh my God, it's fascinating. But how they influence, so to simplify it, John, what they were doing was they were recruiting high net worth rollers and bringing them to rigged games, rigged poker games where the cards were rigged, the table, everything was rigged so I can get your money.
Okay, so they weren't gambling on games.
Well, there is an allegation.
They were gambling on games too.
Yeah. So prop bets. So what's the guy's name? Marty DeRozier. Terry Rozier. So, for example, John, Terry Rozier told a good buddy of his that he was going to be exiting the game early because he was not feeling well. As a result of him leaving early, Marty's over and under bet paid off because he didn't hit his over and under bet.
Yeah, it was stuff like that.
That's like that. Remember, it was it Boston College or something way back?
There was a referee back in 2008 in the NBA that got was it Tim Metcalf or something that caught gambling
in college. There was a whole ring, and it was driven by the public too. Remember that? It was like in the 80s.
I do. Hey, Jimmy, do you have that video of that? I think there's a video. We have a video. I've seen if Jimmy has it ready, but there's a video of them showing what the poker tables were looking like. Marty, I don't know if you saw that. They had it on X.
So the mafia is getting heavy hitters with money, bringing them in, rigging the games.
Yes.
Dude, that racket's been going on forever. They just didn't have their hands on the big boys.
Yeah. Yes, that's pretty much.
Yeah, and Chauncey Billups isn't just a regular guy. He's not like a household name. This guy's an NBA champion, Hall of Famer, and he just started coaching with Portland. This is his second or third season with Portland. So
thank you, Marty, because I'm not the biggest NBA guy, right? I follow it from afar, so forth. But when I heard the name Chauncey Billups, I said to myself, "That's a pretty big dude. Like that's a pretty big. He's not just some third.
Not just exactly.
He's not just some guy who showed up for a cup of coffee in the league."
Exactly, and the other guy, Damon Jones, he's an NBA champion. He's more of like a 6-man type of guy. He's won a championship, and Terry Rozier, started off great with Boston, and he's just been trashed the past couple years. And people are like, what happened? How did he fall off? Well, we see what happened. We see why he sucks.
Well, there's videos popping up now on the feeds of clips from his games where it looks like he might be pulling up or fading or doing stupid shots. And what I want to say next, I want to say delicately because I don't want to suggest anything that's not true. There may be some discussion around whether there was information that people knew whether LeBron was hurt or not hurt, or in certain situations where LeBron was playing, and how that information may or may not have gotten out. And where it's crazy is it's the prop betting world, right? Which is where I bet on.
Well, let me just stick on LeBron real quick. In my mind, LeBron represents the athlete in that this type of athlete exists in many sports.
Yes.
He's doing it because it's greatness he's after.
Yes.
The money was a long time ago.
Oh,
now it's like there's certain guys, it doesn't make a difference what they're getting paid. They're going for they're trying to fucking leave a legacy. The money doesn't matter anymore. Yes. I don't see him getting sucked into, some sort of a payout.
Go ahead, Marty.
Yeah, I just wanted to add in, so the Damon Jones who's involved in it, He played with LeBron, won a championship with him.
Yes.
And they're like best friends now. So he was basically, you know, LeBron would be like, hey, I'm not playing tonight.
Yeah.
So they would use Dame and Jones to, you know. So I don't think LeBron is innocent too, John. I don't think LeBron was doing it on purpose, but I guess Damon had, you know, some other motive kind of.
Well, and it's essentially around knowledge and inside information. Because as we know in the world of prop, you know what a prop bet is, John? Like where I can say like a prop bet is Marty's going to play over and under 24 minutes this game. If he plays over 24 minutes, you win X. If he plays under, you win Y. Right?
You bet on how many minutes they play.
You can bet on a lot of things. Will Marty fall on the court? Will Marty get off the bench 4 times? Will Marty, like anything possible? They're called prop bets. Right, and some of them are quite ridiculous, actually. So, for some of the example prop bets, will Taylor Swift show up at the Super Bowl? Right, so prop bets are based on information and largely inside information. So back to Marty's point, and that's why information around injuries and player injuries is so protected because. And so also on the flip side, published because of the gambling industry, which is, well, hey, we need to know if Marty's playing because because there's an industry here. The NBA last night basically said they've been going to their betting partners saying we need you guys to tone down the prop bets. And I think because of what happened last night, because Marty, you're right. You know, I don't want to suggest LeBron's involved, but through a conversation with a buddy saying, yeah, my knee's hurting, man. I don't think I'm feeling pretty good today. And just like we're having a bullshit session right now. Next thing you know, 3 days later, Jones tells a buddy this, the buddy tells the Mafia this. And next thing you know.
I see. I see how you're working. Yeah.
Right. On Friday's game, LeBron's not playing. John's prop bet is made. John wins a bunch of money.
So all he's doing is talking to a buddy, but that information is being used.
Very similar, John, to inside SEC when you're betting on stocks, right? So you're like, hey, you have an inside scoop because you know Billis is going to outrun Netflix or whatever it is. So you're going to put a bunch of money down. Right? It's the same kind of concept, right? So I just found it fascinating because like it's like where else is it? NFL, NHL, MLB,
it's everywhere.
Right.
Well, I mean, those bets are put in place to fucking rig. For Christ's sake. They're pretty easy to control.
Yes, Marty.
Yeah, I was gonna say my question is, you know, are these guys did they not know the severity of it? Because they're facing serious time, man. I mean,
I guarantee you they know the severity. But to John's point, I think that when you get caught up with those kinds of families and the money. So I read a situation where how do you say his name, Marty? Rozier?
Yeah, Rozier.
I guess left the game, and there's a story where they left the game. After the game, they all ended up at a big mansion somewhere just outside of New York City, and they split all the proceeds. I guess it was a $300,000 win on that game, and he made a bunch of cash. Right, so it makes you wonder whether
why the fuck are you showing up there to pick that up yourself?
I know.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Jesus Christ.
I know exactly, John. Like what the hell, right?
Yeah, you fucking send somebody, you give him a nice fucking cut. You never see that money; it just fucking moves around you.
Yes, yeah, and you give it to somebody who give it to somebody who give it to somebody. Hey, George Haymaker, I see you on the vertical stream. I need you to get on.
It'll surface in your orbit. You know. Not fucking tonight, and not in your own fucking briefcase.
That's exactly it. Hey George, I see you on the horizontal stream, George. I need you to open that second tab and get you into the vertical stream. George Haymaker is joining us in a few minutes here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Marty.
Hey John, you might need to coach some athletes, man. How to move out here, man.
Say again.
You might need to coach some athletes and tell them how to move out here, man.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, man.
That's fucking retarded.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Well, you know, it's like I don't know. I mean, maybe because I wasn't gifted and talented, I had to work for everything. There's no fucking way I'm putting my shit on the line. This is like my livelihood. You know? I had to fucking work for all this, and it's worth more than money.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, the money fucking followed, but it wasn't like I did what I did because I was intended to get fucking rich. I was doing what I did because it was a fucking dream.
It's interesting, John, to hear you say about I lost my train of thought here. The why part, right? And what's you got everything, you lose it all, right? Just you go through these crazy moments and you get caught up in a bad situation of folks. Next thing you know, you've perhaps lost everything. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I was reading this morning about the crime families in New York City, and there's been some perception that that the crime families have lost influence because, obviously the construction, like all the industries they used to infiltrate are largely normalized now. But apparently there were, some of the stuff I read this morning, they've simply realized that the old days of being flashy mob guys doesn't work anymore. It's more about because
they got to be completely fucking hidden.
In the world of social media, you're exactly correct. It's the exact opposite now, which is, speaking of hidden, good segue. So I got a video, the Louvre robbery. They actually have them caught on video leaving the Louvre. Jim, if you have the video, let's run it. They actually have a video of the robbers leaving the Louvre after they robbed the museum there. But John, talk about hiding in public. They were wearing bright colored safety vests that have actually turned into when they first created them, the safety vest has turned into the biggest crime tool on the planet. Read a fascinating story yesterday. The safety vest allows humans to hide in public because nobody pays attention.
Yeah, nobody. Yeah, or like
we're so used to them now, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, or dressing up like a police officer, or some crazy shit.
John, you'd remember this, Marty. I don't know if you would, but remember this, John? It was 15 years ago, 20 years ago, where all of a sudden it seems like everybody on the planet, like there was all these new colors, these new safety colors, new safety vests. There was technology developed to make these clothes. Here's the video here. And because Marty, for the longest time, you didn't see these. They're right there. Look at them. Just going down, middle of fucking day. 9:30 in the morning, just leaving. Talk about balls, eh? There they go, just getting away.
La police.
So here's what's also cool. Hey, Jimmy, kill that video. Here's what's also cool is that the owners, the husband and wife owners that own that crane company, like that lift company, use that video I just showed you guys and the picture of their lift outside the Louvre.
Turned
it into an advertisement. Yes. So just like the Coldplay couple, they've turned that picture and they said, if you're looking for something fast, quiet, effective, and efficient, you want to get our lift.
I don't blame him.
I'm telling you, man, it just goes to show there's no such thing as bad fucking press.
It's funny you say that because that goes back to our dumb shit award, right? People just anything to get somebody's attention, right? So,
but I mean, it's one thing if you're purposely doing the dumb shit to get press. Those motherfuckers had zero intention of getting fucking pressed. They want that's what but it's the guy that has the intention of doing something dumb to get the dumb press. He's the idiot.
Yeah. So there you go. I wanted to have the quick chat about the NBA. I had a few other things on the table this morning, but I really knew we were going to get into the NBA stuff because I knew when it broke, I was like, I got to fucking talk to these guys today about it because that shit it's fascinating to me. It's fascinating to me. Hey, Jimmy, you got that video there quickly about the card table? If you can throw it quick, if you haven't deleted it yet, Jim, throw it quickly on the table here. I want to show the boys it. There's a video of them showing the poker table. If Jim hasn't deleted it yet, I'm gonna get him to throw it up here quickly before we bring George in. George Haymaker joining us here this morning in a couple minutes. John, when George comes in, if you want to sneak away for a quick little break, let's do that. But I want to see if Jim has this video ready.
Is that the cameras?
Yeah, check this out. Yeah. So look, this is what it looks like. Special glasses on. You can see all the cards.
Wow.
What are we looking at?
You're looking at a poker table with cards. You have a special set of glasses on, and they'll watch. Okay. So you put those glasses on and look at the cards. You can see the cards.
I'm having a hard time seeing, but you can see the numbers.
Yeah, you can see the numbers. Yeah.
Fuck me, dude.
Yeah, so basically, I would give John and Marty a set of glasses. They were actually teams, so they put teams at a table. They would recruit a whale, sit the whale down at the table. The whale would sit down with a team of players. Marty would have glasses on, Keith would have glasses on, John has glasses on, the dealer, everybody's in on it, and we'd fucking soak you for money. And then
dude, they've been doing this before the technology.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
It was all fucking ear signals and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, season strength. I see you there, brother. I agree with you, man. Money does absolutely reveal character. That's definitely a key point there. We got Spartacus joining us this morning as well. And of course, we got Chick Bait joining us this morning, always here on Mornings in the Lab. Hey guys, what if the fog, fatigue, and overthinking aren't personality flaws? but trainable brain patterns. Well, our guest coming up right now, George Haymaker, throwing haymakers, shows working professionals how the brain actually works so they can guide performance on purpose. Jimmy, let's get that opener with the smoke show herself, Sophia Grant, not by accident.
If your brain feels foggy and reactive, and your mornings start with overwhelm, we've got a treat for you today.
Brain performance isn't luck, and if you understand how patterns form, you can control them. Today's guest can help you regulate your nervous system and operate beyond stress, distraction, and burnout. His name is George Haymaker, a brain performance coach and neuroeducator. He works with professionals who want clearer focus, steadier energy, and better decisions. His approach is simple: to help you understand the circuit, practice the skill, build rhythm, and repeat. It works because you stop relying on chance and turn to choice through daily practice that turns fog and reactivity into a proactive, controlled mindset. George is a former entrepreneur and recovering addict who rebuilt his life through the power of brain science. His mission is to make brain education accessible and practical, so change grows in community, not in isolation. George, we're thrilled to have you join the conversation today. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab.
Not Telly Savalas this morning. No, we got our very own George Haymaker. He is a brain performance coach and neuroeducator. No, it's not Kojak. No, we don't. It's George Haymaker, you guys. Yeah, he's an educator who helps professionals understand their brain and shape their mental lives with intention. He's a former entrepreneur, recovering alcoholic addict. He turned to brain science out of necessity, experienced a personal transformation, and now teaches practical methods to improve clarity, focus, and emotional regulation. George recently launched the Brain Club to make brain education and training more accessible. Marty, let's put our hands together, brother, and welcome our very own Kojak Telly Savalas, George Haymaker. What's going on, George?
Hey, what's happening?
How are you, pal?
Good to see you, Keith and Chris.
How you doing, George?
It's awful early out here in California. I missed an hour of my beauty sleep, so sorry I'm not looking so good this morning.
Oh, you actually look even more handsome. Dude, I think you're looking pretty stellar this morning, brother. I'll tell you right now, your brother from a different mother, Jon Andersen, is just up the road from you. He was in California as well.
Oh, John is? I'm sorry I missed him. Yeah, I was just watching you guys.
He'll be here in a second. He's just out having a dump right now. So there he is.
Right here, babe. How are you, George?
Right. Hey, it's good to see a fellow gym rat. Good to see you, John.
There we go, babe. I'm digging that. I'm digging what you do, man. I'm all about the brain. It's like our supercomputer, and if we program it properly, it'll do whatever the fuck we want, man.
That's right. And by the way, they call me Mr. Clean, not Kojak.
Oh yeah. Mr. Clean, that's a good one. Hey, John, can you get your slogan out of the table before I butcher before the next 30 minutes about?
Yeah. I was gonna say I was trying to make things simple, and I said, look, if the man trained his brain like he trained his chest, he'd have whatever he wanted in his life.
John, no, because he knows I'm going to butcher it, George. So I'm like, John, just get it out of the way, man, because I'm going to butcher it sometime in the next 30 minutes.
You're definitely going to butcher it.
I'm stoked to hear George talk because, this is his primary study shit, man. This is something that, I've been picking up over the years as I've been learning it, but someone who's actually, this is his forte. I can't wait to hear you talk, brother.
Yeah. So George, let's go there. If we may, George, I want to start somewhere personal. Because you put it out there, and I'm grateful that you put it out there. Because what I'm going to say next affects everybody on this show, including the hosts. You talk about your battles with alcohol and addiction. Let's start there, brother, because it's a very personal human thing. I know I go through it daily. Johnny goes through it daily. Many of our audience goes through it daily. Let's talk about your journey with those two words of addiction and alcohol, George.
Yeah, my pleasure. My recovery started about 13 years ago. I was battling addiction for the better part of 30 years. As you said, I was an entrepreneur. Carried with me a lot of unhelpful patterns, mental patterns from childhood, a lot of anxiety, a lot of issues with self-worth, defensiveness, anger. And I was using substances to cope with those symptoms. On and off for the better part of 30 years. And, finally got the better of me. I have a lot of addiction in my family, and it's progressive disease, as we know. And finally, it got me into rehab, hitting a hard bottom, as I said, at the age of 52. And that's when it all started. And here I am.
What was it that
later.
hit the bottom? What was it that you felt like it hit the bottom? What was the trigger? What was the line in the sand?
Oh, it was ugly. I was taking 50 pain pills a day and drinking 2 bottles of vodka. I couldn't go 10 or 15 minutes without having to consume more to just stop the withdrawal symptoms. So,
wow. Yeah, you were basically just stuck, literally.
Yeah, I was like that mouse who's at the end of the maze. You know, I turned left and right for 30 years trying to figure out how to keep my gig going, still perform at work and still use the substance. Finally, the mouse got to the end of the maze. There was no turning left or right anymore. I was in a room all alone with a mirror on the wall and had to take a hard look in the mirror. The gig was up.
Wow.
George, I can tell you, I'll speak on behalf of my brother, who I have lots of love for. Jon Andersen has been on that similar journey as yourself, and I'm sure you guys can probably share some crazy dark stories where you both were sitting back wondering what's next, and you just open up the pill and put more in the mouth, right?
Yeah, you know, it's a hamster wheel, and at the end, you know, nothing's more important than the drug itself. And there's reasons for that in the brain, and that's what I help other people who are struggling with similar issues understand. That's my whole approach, is teaching what's happening in the brain so that the individual can understand, you know, the science behind what they're experiencing. It really helps develop a lot of clarity when they understand why they are the way they are, what's happened to the brain. And then they get relief around the fact that the brain can actually change.
So then let's go to this origin moment then, George. What was that exact moment that you realized that you had to study the brain? The brain was the root. It was the seed. It was the symptom. It was the brain you had to study, or your life or your future wouldn't change.
Yeah, well, I was the kind of guy, like I'm finding most professionals are, that didn't understand their brain. There's a lot of smart people out there, but very few of us actually understand how this thing works. We take it for granted. We just assume it's going to show up and be there for us. And it doesn't work that way. And so when I got into recovery, I went into AA like many people do. But in AA, they tell you what not to do and what to do, but they don't tell you the why and the how behind it. And I'm just a curious individual, and I need to know why something is and how it's working. And so I just started to read a bunch of books on spirituality and then psychology. And it led me into the brain, because this is where everything starts and ends, is in the brain. And that's where addiction lives. And that's where the solution lives. And so if you're going to create change in your life, you've got to get in your brain and understand, you know, how to change it. And through neuroplasticity, the ability for the brain to change, adapt, and evolve, it can.
Yeah. You once enrolled in brain science because life forced you to. And in many ways, I would suggest you might have been like an accidental neuroscience student. What was that first idea that instantly changed for you as you went through that?
Yeah, well, as I began to transform myself over time, I realized how wonderful it was, how much better my life became. I was able to reset my brain and start to enjoy natural life pleasures again instead of the addictive substance, because that's what happens. Our brain gets hijacked by these high dopamine spiking addictive substances, and normal life pleasures don't mean anything anymore, and the brain doesn't produce dopamine around those. And so over time, as you're further and further away from the substance, your brain is resetting and you're recalibrating it around normal life pleasures again. So as I transformed and my life got better and my relationships got better, my health got better, I started to enjoy normal life pleasures again. And going through this transformation process was so cool. I was able to finally learn how to live life free from addictive substances and enjoy and be calm. I had a disposition that was suddenly more tranquil, peaceful. I became in touch with who I really was, no longer governed by this, outside external addictive substance. I became so fascinated with what was happening to me that, I wanted to help others. It just became more and more meaningful to me to share this experience that was so meaningful in my own life with others because I knew it could help other people.
Yeah.
Like George, I remember when, my addiction was bad, but I didn't know that I wasn't ever drinking on top of the pills. In my mind, if I wasn't drinking, it was just doing the pills. It was still helping my athletics. That's how I justified it. But it's all this, but I remember going through the period where I was having to readapt to find the joy in little things. And I remember when I started finding joy in that first cup of coffee, it was like, holy shit. It's such a like calm, serene feeling because you're not that dopamine hit is not coming from a fucking handful of pills that you're chewing up to get down when it's going to make you feel better, but at the same time, you're doing something so wrong. This is just pure, simple, just simplistic enjoyment,
Yeah, you know what it is, John, is finding our true identity and living by it. And so that's kind of the cornerstone of what I teach and help people with is finding this character that they've always wanted to be. And that's what we do is we spend a lot of time around detailing and identifying who that person is, your character traits, their virtues, their values, their belief systems, and living according to that character. It's very much like an actor going to a director, getting a new movie script. Here's who your character is. And then they go away and learn that character, or a CIA operative who's learning a new legend. And then this person is unfamiliar to you because you haven't lived that way yet. You've been governed by external things, but now you're going to identify these deep-seated, deep-wired things within you that really represent who you are. And then we just have to act like that person day in and day out. And then we start to get lit up by acting in accordance with who we want to be. And there's nothing more motivating and driving than reducing mental friction around, this is who I really want to be. This is what makes me happy at a deep intrinsic level. And so then we begin to experience that. And then dopamine starts to fire around that. It's like, wow, I'm actually somebody that I'm proud of.
Yeah, that's so good, brother. Like I pride myself on doing hard shit. I pride myself on doing the shit that other people don't. And that's something that I can hold like that. That's one of those things that keeps me. I couldn't do what I did before if I was still doing what I'm doing now.
You've retrained your motivation system, your dopamine system around the process. You're no longer reaching for this something else that's not within you. You're reaching deep within yourself and being motivated around that. And that's what we do is we retrain the motivation systems around being motivated by things different than the external substance. And it takes time. It takes time away from the substance. It takes time to be reintroduced to normal life pleasures. We get into experience the reward from those. And, over time, again, through neuroplasticity and repetition and finding meaning in those things, your dopamine will start to fire over different things other than the substance. And so we're just trying to raise the value of cups of coffee, of great night's sleeps, of good quality relationships. We're raising the motivation value of those and reducing the motivation value of the external substance as we remember the hardship it put us through, how crappy we felt, the destruction that it caused in our lives. And so you're just tipping the scales in the direction of new and different things that are, deeply tied to this new identity that you've identified for yourself.
And one of the anchors has been for me is doing something really fucking difficult right away. Like I get up at 3 a.m. because it's hard, and doing something hard right away puts me in that constructive mode. Because if I'm not in that idle time, oh fuck, I don't have long to be idle before my fucking brain is going to places it should not belong. It goes where no, we know what that side of the fence is like, and I can keep a long way from that fence when I stay in that constructive mode.
Right. Yeah. You're an expert. I mean, look at your body. You know what repetitions do for your body. The brain is actually an organ that responds exactly the same way the body does.
Yeah.
So it's all about repetition. Instead of training muscle fibers, we're training neurons in the brain. And these babies connect to one another in patterns that represent experience. And so when you're up every day doing hard things, you are tying together neurons and reinforcing them and strengthening them. And then when you feel good about it, you're sprinkling on top of those neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin that solidify and strengthen and make those patterns sticky. Because when you find reward out of those things, your brain says, wow, this guy John really enjoys the hard work, the process, like he's into it now. He's motivated by it. So let's do more of that. And so these patterns get strengthened and asterisks, and the brain knows where to find them. And so when you go to bed every night, your brain is starting to replay these patterns. Wow, I'm going to get up at 3 o'clock because I know I'm going to get rewarded. I'm going to feel good about myself when I go down this path again. And it just regurgitates itself. And that's what the brain does.
Totally.
It keeps predicting what you should keep doing in order to get the reward. So if you can retrain it towards process-oriented stuff, hard stuff that ties into your deep values, and I'll bet you have values like persistence and dedication and commitment. Okay, so now you've tethered your actions, getting up at 3, with those deep-seated values. They're connected. There's no mental friction associated with it. And then when you actually play it out like the character does, you're reinforcing it. And the neurochemicals sprinkle on top of these patterns, and you've done it now for years and years, and these patterns are super strong.
George Haymaker dropping nuggets with us this morning, a brain performance coach joining us all the way from California with myself, Marty, and John here on Mornings in the Lab. Hey, Marty, what are you taking from George's conversation so far this morning? What's jumping out at you, brother?
I got a couple things to throw on the table, but I know we don't have much time.
Please, no, Marty, please do.
But I'll throw one on for now at least. I know, George, you said something about you wanted to know the why, right? Mm-hmm. And so that sticks out to me because I used to get in trouble when my coach would tell me to do something and I would ask why. I didn't understand, or I would think there was a better method, just being a good player, we think, right? And so now when I coach my clients, I'm a fitness coach. I always explain why to my clients because I don't want them to feel like how I felt when I was being coached in basketball. Mm-hmm. So I want you to, if you can, just touch a little deeper on, why does our brain do that? Why do we feel like we need to know the why before we just go do something like a robot? I think it makes sense for the human to want to know why.
Good question. Great question, Chris. Remember when you were a kid in the back of the car and you would see something and you would say, "Mommy, what's that?" And they would explain, but it wasn't enough. And you say, "Well, why?" "Well, why?" And the parent would get tired of hearing you say why all the time.
Yep.
And that's because each of us human beings have deep-seated core psychological needs, and they're the same in every human being. They vary between human beings. Some have a little more of this and a little less of that. And they also evolve during our lifetime. But two of those are skillfulness and autonomy. And so those needs, those core needs that are wired way within us, are driving this need to know why. Because when we know why, we feel skillful. Mm-hmm. If somebody tells you to do something, but you don't know why, it's not enough for you because then you can't go replicate it, or it just helps you to know the background as to what this is going to do for you in order to achieve whatever it is you're trying to achieve. The other thing is autonomy. We all want the ability to feel free to and capable of doing whatever it is we want to do. So it's those, basic core human psychological needs that drive us to understand the whys and the hows so that we can do these things for ourselves.
We got Global coming out there. Good question, Marty, and great answer, George. We have some comments coming from the community. Global says, Mike says, brain equals physical organ, neutrons, neurons equals movement, perception, and thought. Mind, non-physical, equals thoughts, feelings, consciousness, experiences, and memory. And Global, I have to have a laugh about your last comment. I won the chat betting pool that the hosts would wear red headgear and the guests would wear blue. Hey, we are a non-political show here. We talk about everything on the table here today at Mornings in the Lab. Hey, George. So, what's a popular brain hack you hear all the time? And we have one of our members of the lab here, Dr. Jon Petrocelli. He's a certified psychologist in bullshit. He's always calling out bullshit. So here's an opportunity for you to have some fun with this one. But what's a popular brain hack that you hear and you're like, I just wish people would fucking stop this brain hack thing? And what would you say they should do instead?
Well, I have a problem with the word hack because, as John will tell you, when you're in the gym, nothing's easy, right? You can't just show up for a week and look like him. And so that's the way the brain works. Everybody in today's society wants a quick light switch solution to everything, right?
Yeah.
So, and sorry, Charlie, but that's not the way it works. The brain learns through repetition, emotional salience, and meaning. And
just so like the chest, you got to do it all the time.
Yeah, sorry, but that's kind of the way it works. And that's why you want to get away from this idea of only being rewarded by outcomes. If the outcome is 3 months away, the brain is saying, well, that's not soon enough.
Yes.
And they start to discount the value of that reward that's 3 months away, which is why you have to be like John and fall in love with the process. You know, why would you wait for a reward 3 months from now when you could get it today? And so if you can train your brain to be motivated by getting up at 3 and training and being in those moments and get rewarded every day, the brain's going to like that because it's here now. So the brain loves reward. It wants that dopamine. So you just have to train it around things that, you know, are little bits of it in the process instead of always.
George, let me share what you're saying is like, oh my God, you're just like, fuck, this is. So let me share what I literally do what you're doing every fucking day. Before I go to bed at night, I have a book and I write in my book what tomorrow's going to be. Everything from where I'm going to be, what I'm going to do. And I see all of the payoffs before I go to fucking sleep. So part of why I'm excited to fucking get up 3 a.m. because I'm ready to go get I'm ready to get paid.
Yeah.
And it's just beautiful. The little things. Like I see, okay, you know, I'm going to be working with clients and from this time to this time, just think how good it's going to feel when I've impacted some lives.
Right.
But I have to like think that through so that I can literally see that when I'm done, boom, that's going to feel good.
Right. And so at night, you have these patterns of neurons that are connected to one another and you're running neurotransmitter through them. And so as you're thinking about what tomorrow is going to look like, and you're actually experiencing dopamine at that moment at night, even before anything ever happens, and you're running neurotransmitter through these patterns of helping people and all the other wins you're going to get the next day. And so you're strengthening that pattern. And so then your brain wants to do it because it knows that there's a reward at the end of it. And so you're just building on this cycle by doing that every night to training your brain to get dopamine around those activities.
And when you get all those little daily checkpoint payoffs, it gets you to that end goal so much faster, and you enjoy every fucking day getting there.
Absolutely. Again, why it's hard to stay motivated over something that is 3 months away, and every day you're grinding through something, not enjoying it, and you constantly have to reassess. Okay, now it's 2 months and 30 days away. Now it's 2 months and 29 days away.
When sometimes it's years away, you know?
Yeah, and the brain doesn't want to stay engaged that long. It wants rewards sooner than that. And so that's why people end up getting distracted and pursuing other things because the brain's not willing to wait around for, you know, that far away. And so a lot of people will go scroll their phones, go do other little things that are going to give them novelty and these other little hits of dopamine. But you have decided instead to train it around things that are deeply important to you. And so now you keep reinforcing it. And if you keep reinforcing it every day and it works every day and you get these little hits of dopamine every day, then the brain's fine. It's satisfied. It doesn't need to go find distractions because it's getting what it needs from what you're training it to do. So you're training your body in the gym and then you're training your brain concurrently. Which is exactly how people should look at it. It's this organ, like your muscle fibers. They're not organs, but you get it, that need to be trained every day. Your brain becomes what you want it to be, not what it is. The brain is not fixed. Tomorrow it's going to be different than today. The next day it's going to be different than tomorrow. And so why don't we just take that and then direct it in the way that we want?
George Haymaker, the founder of the Brain Club, hanging out this morning on Mornings in the Lab. He's a brain performance coach. Hey, George, before we quickly wrap up with you here, you must be like myself at wit's end some days when it seems like everybody you talk to or every social feed or everywhere you look, everybody seems to have self-diagnosed themselves with ADHD. Am I wrong, George? Like, it's just like everybody's like, it's and I'm talking to you because you're the brain guy. So it's like everybody's
a fucking blessing, man. All this shit is a blessing.
Yeah. And it's like, everybody's chasing.
If I didn't have all my fucked up shit, I wouldn't be who I am.
Everybody's chasing squirrels, George. Is that truth, George? Or is that just a function of society right now?
Well, you hear that word a lot, and I don't want to dispel or discount anybody that's been diagnosed as ADHD.
No, neither do I. I have fun with it here. Yes. Yeah.
Having said that,
yes.
You know, there's a lot of things in our culture, like cell phones, that reward people with little hits of dopamine. And so what happens is we train our brains to not be able to focus. So we have actually trained our brain around distraction and being pulled off of things because the brain knows it can get dopamine there. So anything like Jon does that's super, requires focus and dedication, we have trouble doing because our brains aren't trained around it. The brain we haven't introduced reward to it around those things. And so the brain starts to look for other things that will give it its reward. And so we just have to, again, it's all around retraining the brain to be motivated by things that we want it to be motivated by. So what people can do is start by creating these little focus blocks. Start with 15 minutes, put your phone in the other room, and sit down and go through the reward of what it's going to be like when you get done with this 15-minute project. And you remove all distractions and give yourself a reward at the end of the 15 minutes, like a great latte or whatever you like. And sit there and force yourself at the beginning to get through this. And then at the end, you celebrate the success of doing what you said you were going to do, how it ties into your values of, wow, now I'm becoming an individual that can focus and actually get stuff done. And you start to build on that. And over time, you retrain your motivation system around, again, being motivated by the things that are actually going to make you feel good about yourself.
Yeah. George Haymaker.
So good, dude. So good. I got to say,
it was really good.
I fucking love hearing you talk, brother.
Yeah.
So
George, I got to be honest with you, brother. You have been on for 30. So first, a couple things. I'm really grateful you got up out of bed early this morning to hang out with us. I know it was early for you, so I'm really grateful.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel so good about it anymore. Jon gets up at 3. All I had to do was get up at 5. So,
but in all seriousness, no, I don't know if you knew what you're getting yourself into this morning. So I'm grateful that you got up and you spent some time with us this morning. I can tell right now you dropped 30 minutes of nuggets and knowledge, and I'm very, very happy about that. I can tell by my co-hosts, Jon and Marty, everybody just really leaning into everything you had to say here. A lot of great comments from the community as well. George, where can folks find you, connect with you? I didn't even get a lot of chance to talk about your brain performance company. We got to have you back, brother. But how can folks find you, connect with you, and engage with you? And maybe who needs some help? They need some help from you.
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn at George Haymaker, just like the punch, although I'm not a fighter anymore. And also, my website is georgehaymaker.com. People can email me at georgehaymaker.com. We can set up a time for a free call, talk about what's going on in your life. I help people with all kinds of underlying unhelpful mental patterns. They can be with addiction or not. They could just be struggling with anything that's getting in their way, disrupting their life. We can rewire it. The brain is forgiving. It's adaptable, evolvable. Let's get in it, man. Let's become the person that you want to become. Let's do it.
Yes.
George, you're awesome, man. On behalf of Good Time and the whole gang here, thank you so much, George Haymaker. And I hope you come back and hang out with us again sometime, will you?
Please have me. I love it. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, brother. This has been a wonderful conversation, man. Really. I would love to have these conversations every day, brother.
Yeah.
Bring me back anytime. Seriously.
We'll 100%. We're going to do it, George. Absolutely. We'll have you back for a longer chat on the brain because I don't think we can talk enough about the brain. And here's the thing.
I got more questions too.
This affects everyone.
You know how much more peaceful the world would be if we all knew how our brains work?
Well, John, how did you start it off, brother? You can close with your comment. How did you start it?
If a man trained his chest if a man trained his brain like he trained his chest, he'd have whatever he wanted in his life.
It's true. It's you can't argue with that. Actually, hey, John, could you imagine
but you think about it. Most people will train their chest once, maybe twice a week. But it's the consistency of doing it over time is that I'm referencing. You don't train your chest once and get a fucking big chest or a big bench press.
Yeah.
You train it for fucking 20 years.
Hey, Johnny, could you imagine if Joe Weider, let's face it, right, or Arnold, two of the most influential figures in the world of physical fitness and bodybuilding and training, could you imagine if those two men, whatever it was, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, said that I'm going to focus on creating the most powerful brain instead of the most powerful chest, how different society would be? I'm just, talking anecdotally right now.
Well, the funny thing is these fucking guys were training their brains behind the scenes.
I know. That's
why they are who they are. Fuck.
Yes.
Everybody was just distracted by the shit that they could see.
Well, the crazy thing is Arnold's physique is the metaphor for what happened up here. Enjoying the progress in the gym constantly, enjoying
manifestation,
enjoying the progress to become Conan the Barbarian, right? Like to become the character, right? So I love it. Haymaker, you're awesome, brother. Lots of love from me, Marty, and Johnny. We'll get you back, okay, pal?
All right, love you guys. Bye bye.
Thank you, George.
Have a good one, man. Thank you.
Let's do it, Jimmy.
All right. I don't know how I can not take a bite off that amazing conversation with George Haymaker. So we're going to take this, turn this into a really, really simple tip around training the brain. And this is something that I still do, and I have my clients do, and it makes a fucking huge difference. I actually have a lady right now who is having weekly panic attacks. 10 days of this, no more panic attacks. Not to say she's cured, but that's the kind of progress she could make in just over a week of practicing daily gratitude. Training her brain to think about the things that she has in her life, not thinking about the things that she doesn't have or the things that she's stressed out about that will probably never happen. You see, your brain, just like our bodies, when you practice something, your body gets better. When you practice something, your brain gets better. Just like George was saying, you have the ability to change your neuroplasticity, neural pathways. So when you wake up in the morning, you think of the good, not the bad. And I know it sounds overly simplified, and it is overly simplified, but it's not easy. That's the ticket. It's simple, so it can be easier. Commit just a few minutes per day to practice gratitude. I suggest you just write down 3 things every day, and you'll be pretty blown away at how quickly your brain will start to be trained to think of the good instead of the bad. And that right there will start to change the direction of your life. Rock and roll.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Morning to the Live with Keith. Lurking in the shadows, not just lurking. All right, quick recap, guys. Yeah, we didn't even get some of the topics because we were too caught up in the NBA gambling scheme. We were caught up in the Louvre heist footage, and we were caught up with an incredible conversation about the brain with George Haymaker. Cleaning the fog off the windshield, 10 minutes to downshift your nervous system. Great chat with George. I invite you to go back and listen to that one if you're tuning in a little bit later. John Petrocelli comes in and says he's absolutely right. People who don't train their brains are usually pretty boring. Yep, true story. Matter of fact, I love when my little Brooks says to Mom, "Hey, Mom, I'm bored." And Lauren says, "Yeah, but use your brain." It's such an obvious statement, right? It's like, yeah, use your brain. You won't be bored. If you use your brain, you won't be bored. Yep, something pretty obvious about that. Global comes in and says, years of watching the Andy Griffith Show paid off. There's a moral to the story of life. Yes. And of course, Season's Trend comes back and says, better a patient person than a warrior, one with self-control than one who takes a city. Read full chapter, Proverbs 16:32. Seasoned, I appreciate you, man. I love how you're always dropping nuggets out there. Marty, do you know that one, Proverbs 16:32?
Not off the top of my head.
Gotcha. All right. So let's get into, guys, the deep dive. Jimmy, let's get that deep dive on the table, man. Let's have some fun with this conversation. The deep dive, it starts right now.
You don't need to think about it. It's fucking zero. There is no safe amount. Zero. Period. Comment, number. I'll send the guide.
So Marty, Johnny, I had a topic on the table today, which was how many drinks can you have and still lose fat? So to my trainers out there, and I'm being serious yet half jokingly, but mostly serious. I'm coming to you, Marty, and I want to lose some fat. Johnny, I want to lose some fat. How many drinks can I have?
Brill, before you answer that, Marty,
Zero.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Marty, I wanted to give you a nice compliment, brother. You referred to yourself as a fitness coach, not a fitness trainer. Good job.
Thanks, man. See, I'm learning, man.
That's it, baby. That's it.
So I just wanted to have a little bit of fun. I do not expect this conversation to go long and far and or wide, but still folks still ask the question. And I'm thinking, Marty, they come to you, and I know maybe not so much John, but I'm thinking, Marty, to you. Hey, can I have a few drinks this weekend, and can I still lose fat?
Yeah, the drinks made you fat, so I think it's probably best to put them down. Seriously. And
no, it is.
Yeah, it is. But if you had the discipline to do one drink, that's 150 calories, maybe 200 calories, then okay. But you don't have the discipline, more than likely. So just put it down.
For me,
one leads to two leads to five.
Yeah. So for me,
you guys are talking. Or excuse me. That's a look at the calorie. What you got to look at is more of how does it affect the body? It's poison. So the body says, well. Okay, we were focused on getting rid of this body fat and getting in shape, but now I got this poison to get rid of. So my focus goes to survival, which is getting rid of the poison. The body doesn't give a shit about the goal if it's trying to survive.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, so I put this on there as much, John, for your comment, and because I kind of anticipated a couple of your comments out here, and as I prefaced it with the video, because to me the answer is zero. Like there is no healthy amount. There's no, because for me, it's a mindset shift, John.
But we're talking about health, or we're talking about losing fat?
Well, so fair comment. The headline was losing fat. So yes, okay.
Yeah,
so
you can absolutely lose fat. It just questions how much.
Yes, yeah. But this is good because if we were having this conversation and you're like, yeah, but let me back it up. Yes, we can lose fat if we're still having alcoholic drinks. I would question you though, but why do you want to put the poison in your body? Because I think that's the question you'd ask John. Like if I came to you and I'm like, hey man, I want to lose much body fat, but I still want to have a couple drinks on the weekend.
Well, because it's interest based. It's simple. A lot of times clients will come to me and say, look, this is what I want to do, but I still want to be able to have, like I get a lot of cigar smokers because they see me smoke cigars. I still want to have my cigar and my whatever they drink, their brandy or whatever it is.
I
don't want to give that up, but I want to get in shape. Okay, we have to account for that.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
So their level of interest,
is
split between getting in shape and keeping that activity.
Interesting. Back to the level of interest. It's interesting. So a few weeks ago we had this conversation, and Melissa said that her husband Isaac and I we're stopping drinking. I was like, we're done. I was like, all right. And I just put a comment on here. It says, hey, Isaac and I wrote for hamburgers in the weeks. And at the end, the restaurant offered complimentary sherries, like a drink. And it would have been like 1 or 2 sips of alcohol. And they said, no, thank you. Proud moment. Because it would have been one they would have leaned into in the past. But it was like one of those, I'm going to suspect, I'm just thinking aloud here, Melissa, I'm going to suspect it was one of those moments which would have been, yes, it would have been enjoyable for 4 seconds, but knowing in your head going, I'm going to feel shitty later, so why even wreck the 4 seconds? And that's kind of what it comes down to, doesn't it, John? And Marty, it's like, it's not worth the short-term joy right now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it really comes down to, the interest. People
yes.
have, what is their interest? Are they worried about tomorrow? They're worried about right now.
Yeah. Johnny, good time. Charlie, Scott got something for you, brother. John, I have a hard time staying in the grateful mindset? Let's talk about it.
Totally. You got to practice more. So that I get that all the time. So what you need triggers. Get up, like coffee, that's a trigger. Boom. Sit down right. Every time you eat, every time you put something in your mouth, spend 30 seconds practicing that gratitude. And of course, it's hard to stay there. Your brain is designed to go elsewhere. Mm-hmm. You have to do it. You have to practice enough that it becomes more of a habit for the brain. So you just find triggers in your life. I think the best way to do it is food, because we eat multiple times throughout the day. So you got coffee and 3 meals. Well, there's 4. Like with, my clients, I haven't eating more than 3. So they're going to be getting multiple quick practice sessions of putting their brains in the right spot. It doesn't take long when you're doing something 4, 5, 6 times a day before something becomes habit.
John, I actually talked to myself through my entire 30-minute run this morning because I was not enjoying all of it. And I kept telling myself, Marty, I get to do this. I right now I can actually see my eyes looking at my 2 feet in the mirror. You know my gym down here, Marty, looking at my 2 feet in the mirror, saying, I get to do this. I get to do this. I get to do this. I get to. I was like, literally, I get to do this as fast as I could because I was sucking at it. But at the end, my God, did I ever feel good? Because I was like, yes, I did it.
Well, and another thing too, brother, you can say, I can suck today, but I'm still, when I finish, I'm going to feel amazing. Go for that feeling at the end.
That's exactly. Yes. I visualize how I'm going to feel in the shower, not thinking about my 2 boys, but after my lift or my workout. It's
fucking weirdo, man. I'm going to visualize how I'm going to feel in the shower, not thinking about my boys. What the fuck, dude? This is the shit he learned on the fucking incest farm. Jesus Christ.
On the incest farm.
Fucking weirdo, man. Jesus Christ. It's thank God that you weren't like fucking 7 feet tall and 400 pounds when you told me that you think about me in the shower. I was like,
I'm going to introduce you to someone.
I can defend myself. He gets a little squirrely on me, But if you were a fucking monster, I'm like, Jesus Christ, I better be careful when I go with this motherfucker.
But back to the grateful question. I'm very much aligned, man, with that whole saying it in your head. I get. And actually, and Marty, I don't know if you heard John, but John, he says it all the time when he talks about him training. I get to train today.
Today's a training day, baby.
Yeah, he does. He talks about it.
And the bottom line is that we have guests. So I was up a little later than normal, not too much, and as we talked about, I need some time to kind of totally get totally recouped, but it probably will not be one of my best training days, but I'm going to fucking enjoy it.
Yes.
And I'm not gauging my performance. I'm gauging the fact that it's an activity that I get to do.
Yeah. I love that. What's that? I'm 5'8", 150 pounds. I eat as much as I want of whatever I want, but I work my ass off, so I stay in good shape. Good for you, Hayseed. Hey, the fact is you get up and you get after it, and you eat your food, and you lift, and that's half the battle right there, man. That's most of the battle for most folks.
Totally, dude. Totally. It's so correct, brother. It's so correct.
Yeah. Hey, I got some nuggets for us this morning. Maybe you're going into the weekend, hanging out with some friends or family, and you don't want to start a fight during a conversation. And Marty, have you noticed how the first sentence can make or break a hard conversation?
Stop starting fights, and here is how. Can I run something by you? What would a good outcome look like? Would you be open to a small change?
Guys, just got some nuggets here on what's the best way to open a conversation with somebody. And, often the first 10 seconds of a conversation will set something in the right direction, wrong direction. And have you ever noticed that sometimes if you say the wrong thing, for example, Global says first sentence, you have given this a lot of thought, or have you given this a lot of thought? That first sentence, Marty, can send something sideways pretty damn quick.
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, For me, just
Yes.
because I tend to be a controversial person, and people just expect a controversial conversation from me. So anytime I do something like that, they already know what direction is going in. So I lead with a compliment.
Yes.
Like, hey, man, I love them shoes.
But then you cancel it all out. Yeah, Marty's the fucking he's the hamburger complimenter. I love you, John, but I don't like your hat.
Yeah, I won't even say but. I'll start a conversation about the shoes. And then And then I'll find a way to transition it smoothly. But that's what works for me. But those might work for some people as well,
John, you're really good at this with what I'm going to say next. You're really good with using like appreciation, which would lower somebody's defense before you're going to say something, because I've heard you say it before. And something like opening with recognition that signals some goodwill, which reduces that threat. So for example, I really value how committed you are. So Keith, I really value how hard you work in the gym, but I really want to talk to you about something that I'm watching you do in the gym that is incorrect. Like you might not even know it, but I noticed that you're very good at observing what somebody's doing, putting your spin on it, and then going at it. You know what I'm saying?
You definitely got to position. You got to position the whole thing.
Yes, but not everybody's good at that, because that whole part. Because here's the key part, John. Keith, I really value how Keith. I see how hard you work in the gym. Right then and there, you've removed my defense, because you're like, holy fuck, man, this some guy I admire is noticing how hard I'm working. So now I'm walking up close to you, and now you're gonna go boom, because my defense is down. But you've got me listening to you. You follow what I'm saying, right?
100%, 100%. And a lot of it's just kind of a effective communication.
Yes, that's exactly. Yeah. Context and curiosity equals safety. So, Marty, naming why you're bringing it up. You talked about why with George. So naming why you're bringing it up and asking for the review might invite perspective instead of blame. So, Marty, your shoes. I've been thinking about our conversation earlier about your shoes. And, something you said about those shoes, Bill, is just I don't know, it doesn't really sit right with me. And I wanted to have you help me understand something you said about those shoes.
Oh yeah, because if you think about it, man, tone, just your tone of voice goes a long way.
Yes,
a lot of people will. I'm very conscious of my tone, because I a lot of times when I'm doing stuff on social media, I'm doing that on purpose.
Yes,
but people feel more comfortable maybe rebuttaling or combating you when your tone is on point.
Well, when you think about this, you can use the word motherfucker. In two different tones, it means
200%.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and a good segue to my third one before we work towards wrapping this up. Direct but gentle. Stating that it might be hard. For example, this is going to be hard as a motherfucker, but I really want to
do it anyway. I'm going to do it anyway.
I really want to have an honest conversation with you about it, right? Because our work and relationship means the most. So, John, this is going to be a fucking tough conversation, man. Just setting it up, brother. It's going to be a fucking super tough one, but I value you. I respect you. Marty, I respect you. So let's sit down and let's work this through.
It's easier for me not to say anything.
Yeah. Right. So anyways, I just thought it was a few good things here to put on the table as we go into the weekend with friends, family, relationships, partners. Hard conversations don't require perfect timing. They just require that steady first line. Lead with respect, keep the voice calm. And here's what I love the best, Marty. Actually, you said it to start it. Make it an invitation. Make it an invitation to a conversation.
That's it. It's going to go over a lot easier if you make it a conversation.
I froze up. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I was just going to say, if you come out the gate, just criticizing someone or telling them what they're doing wrong, it just usually doesn't work.
Not going to work at all.
Yeah,
no,
it's not going to work.
No, very much so. Very, very much so. Hey, did you guys know that your email subject, more than likely, most times than not, will drive the outcome on your email? Little did you know. So when you're writing emails, I don't know, Marty, Johnny, if you're sitting back there,
the subject is everything. It's going to determine whether the thing gets opened.
Yeah. Jimmy, if you have that opener, just drop that.
Stop burying the ask. Be direct. Less is more. What do you want? 12 words or fewer, and watch replies get faster.
Recommendations for people to do that most, in my experience, rarely do. Less words, more direct, period.
Yeah.
Like cut the fluff, cut all the paragraphs. Just, hey, Marty,
baby.
Yeah. The subject, can we talk? Marty, can we meet today at 3:00? I want to talk about my training program, period. Not a whole story about what I did last weekend and what I got coming up this weekend. And do you have some time? No. Boom, boom, boom. Get it. There you go. And I know it sounds obvious, but man, I'm telling you, Marty, Johnny, it's not obvious to everybody at all, actually.
Yeah, I was just going to say, think about checking your email on a busy day. You're like, let me get through this message real quick.
Yes.
And if it's a whole bunch of fluff in the first 3 sentences, you're probably going to exit out or delete it.
Yes.
At least for me, that's what I do. I'm sure Johnny does it too, because Johnny doesn't bullshit.
Well, yeah, I mean, if there's some big paragraph, I'm going to sit through. It's because it's someone I really want to have interest in.
Well, and that's funny you said, John, because there's our brain uses visual cues. If you send me an email that looks like this, visually, I'm not interested in it. I'm like, no, I'm just tuning it out. I'm not you and Marty. I'm saying rhetorically. If it comes from you guys, I'm reading. But if it comes from somebody with a long email, I'm not reading it. I'll never forget what Mark Cuban says, because he's like, you guys can email me. I respond to my emails, but no longer than 3 sentences, please. And I saw Cuban's construct.
You got to break it up, dude. 100%.
Yeah. Who are you? Why are you emailing? What's your ask? What's next? Period. Who are you? What do you offer me? What's next? Period. Like, there's no right. So, anyways, Johnny, you got to get to train here, brother.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good day.
I could tell. I could absolutely tell. Marty, what are you doing next, brother?
I got some more clients. I think I'm gonna get some legs, and I need to hit a little bit of shoulders. My shoulder's getting better, Johnny. I've been I figured out what it was.
What's that? You mean your back? We're talking about your lat?
Well, I'm in my lat. Yeah, that's affecting my shoulder. Yeah. I had been driving a lot more when I was a general manager, man. I drive with my left hand.
Isn't that crazy, dude?
And I ain't driving no more. So it's getting better.
So ridiculous that we're having this conversation, because he says,
isn't it nuts, dude? Just a little bit of review. What's different? And you start going down a list, and God damn it, there's a few things that when you picked it out in 24 hours.
Yeah, like an hour after I got off with you yesterday, I was like, that's what it is. I figured it out.
Yeah.
So I just been driving with the right hand a little bit more, and just, being more conscious of that. That's it.
That's cool, brother. And the crazy thing is you just solved that problem. Most people would be going to a chiropractor for fucking years.
Yeah, I can't do push-ups. My shoulder. Yeah,
it's because they're so accustomed to Band-Aids.
Yep.
Let's just try to make this pain go away. Let's do that too. Well, let's figure out what's causing it, and let's cut that fucker off at the root.
Agreed.
When you guys get outside today and you look up in the orbit, you might see a second moon. Yeah, there's a second moon orbiting Earth for the next 50 some odd years. So if you're wondering when you look up today, what the hell that is, as you're walking out of the lab this morning, you can say, oh, the handsome chief told me there's a second moon circling orbit. Hey guys, I'm just out here offering you shit to think about. There you go, second orbit. Yeah, astronomers confirmed a new quasi-moon orbiting Earth, designated 2025 P97. It's measuring almost 40 meters wide, and it's going to hang out with us until 2083. So we actually have 2 moons, you guys. Yeah, look at that. Who knew?
If I see a second moon, I don't think I'm going to think about Keith. That won't be the first thing I think about.
Well, it depends whose moon you're seeing, Marty.
Oh, God. John, what's up? Maybe it's Friday. Maybe that's what it is. No, actually, this is every day.
Well, Global, is this the R-rated part of the show? I don't know. I think the whole show is sometimes R-rated and sometimes it's ridiculous. R for ridiculous would be it. Yeah, that's exactly it. Hey, quickly though, researchers at the University of Galway have discovered how bowel cancer suppresses the immune system through a newly identified mechanism. There's some new ways to treat bowel cancer. And the studies published in the Journal for Immunotherapy found that stromal cells are coated with sugar, but they're finding ways that they can block this. And maybe there's some new approaches for folks that have bowel cancer. So there's some breakthroughs around the corner for that type of stuff. And John, this stuff affects you and I as we get older. So that's why I always look for this kind of information, right? So, and put it out there for Marty to not worry about, because he has too much time to think about it.
That's it.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay, you guys get the hell out of here. I appreciate both of you guys. Have yourself an awesome. Yes, you too.
Have a good one, man. See y'all Monday.
All right. We'll see you guys later. All right, Jimmy, let's walk the boys out of here. Good morning, everybody. You're hanging out with the handsome chief. That's all that's left here. My friends have gone. Yes. But I do have Jimmy, Melissa, and Rahima left. Yeah, true story. All right. Okay, so let's just see what we have not gotten into yet here today. We got to the NBA gambling topic. Time. I figured I'd have this conversation with Jon and Marty, but I'm going to have it with you guys as well. Time. You guys notice how time goes? Hey, good time. You know, because we've had this conversation. Rahima, what are you eyeing over? A 2025 study from Cambridge's Center for Aging and Neuroscience found that time feels faster with age because older brains, like yours, good time, record fewer distinct moments. Oh, so think about this. Think about this, guys. Remember Alfred Hitchcock's "Bang, You're Dead" clip? Well, so researchers scanned. Oh, you want to see a third moon, Rahima? Hey, there's no HR in our company. We can do what we want. Yeah, true fucking story. Actually, true motherfucking story. Yeah. Yeah, before you know, guys, next week, we're going to have an AI HR show up. Yeah, there's going to be some person. Their name's going to be Henry Romania or something. I don't know. Just made it up on the spot. They're going to be our HR person, and who knows? Anyways, researchers scanned 577 people, not 600. Nope, not 574. Hey, Season Strength, I see your comments there, brother. It's so funny that we reinvent practices that have been going on for centuries, being grateful before you eat, being thankful multiple times a day for the creator and what he created for you. It's hard to argue, Season. It's absolutely hard to argue that we do end up redo. Trying to make difficult things even more difficult when all it is needs to be simplified. What's going on, Fontana? Joe Fontana joining us. Bait is also back as well. I had things to do. Good. I'm glad you had things to do, because if you don't got things to do, I don't know what the hell you're doing. But hey, guys, time. Older participants' brains switched between activity states less often than younger ones. So essentially, as we get older, our brain registers fewer events, making time feel compressed. So what's the science behind this? Hey, Fontana, if you wonder why time goes faster as we age, well, I'm talking about the science of it right now. The slowdown is linked to neural de-differentiation, where brain regions become less specialized over time. As experiences blend together, our sense of time blurs. And I think to my friends that are equally as young as I am, we can kind of get a sense of this, right? And I'm sure Petro can even comment on this as well, that, it just seems like time just blurs because the experiences blur, when in reality, our sense of time is blurring. So what are psychologists saying? Psychologists are saying that that each passing year feels shorter because it's a smaller fraction of our life. Think about that, you guys. Think about this. This is fascinating to me. 20% of a 5-year-old's life, but only 2% of a 50-year-old's life. Yes. So, and and here's something else. And Melissa's so right, actually. I'm going to say something. I did not realize this would have been the outcome of this live show. But Melissa, Jimmy, holy fuck, does time go fast. Like, with this live show, it is like a light on a clock in your life. Like, Good Time, for example, I feel like I'm just talking to you yesterday. Like, I feel like I just met you yesterday, Good Time, yet it's been, 18 months, 24 months? Like, it's incredible how quick time moves by being in this business. And I know I'm being somewhat repetitive, but it's, I've said before, I've known some folks that have worked in this industry and they get burned out. I can see why, because it's a nonstop. But I guess, Melissa, I'm talking to you right now. I can see why folks struggle now that I think about this with doing things consistently, because this is hard, right? And it's not the idea of being here. It's I think the more so the idea of it being a consistent thing. And I think often and George talked about it, when the payoff doesn't happen immediately, we don't chase it. So, for example, perhaps I didn't want to say it out loud when I started this journey a year or 2 years ago, but I somewhat knew this was going to take the time it was going to take. But I didn't want to say it out loud to Melissa or Jimmy or Lauren or my family, because it was like, yeah, hey guys, we're going to do this for 3 fucking years and it's going to have no payoff, but it's going to pay off. Y'all would have looked at me like I was fucking nuts. All of our brains would have been like, huh? Why are we doing that? It's true. That's all it would have worked. Hence the power of moving to create the momentum, knowing the direction you're heading. And now when I look around the world around me and look at the business we built, the platform we built, and look to 2026, it's like, bam. It's the future so clear, right? Where we're heading with live conversations, where we're heading with live content, as the world is shifting to more to live engagement. We've got a big conversation coming on Monday about what Alex Hormozzi is talking about, the future with live, and we're leading live. But dudes, if I would have said to you 2 years ago, hey guys, so we're getting out for the next 2.5, 3 years before the fucking needle even moves. Before the needle even moves. You all would have said, you're fucking nuts. And I would have said, yeah, well, yeah, I'm fucking nuts. My family would have looked at me like, what? It comes back to this. And Melissa's named it right here. It comes back to one simple thing. Interest. I fucking love this. You have to enjoy the process. If you enjoy the process, yeah, time's feeling fast. A good time, yeah. So I almost remember getting banned way back then. Yeah, I'm with you, good time. Hey, good time, refresh your memory again. Where are you joining us from again? I always forget where you're joining us from this morning. But I think it's just a good example of how time moves fast. You enjoy the process, time's going to move fast. But hey, as George said, you're going to enjoy it. Yeah, and it's funny. You're right, Melissa. 2 years ago, people would have said we're crazy. Now they'll start coming to us for advice. It's true. The folks that are thinking about starting a podcast or starting a live show today, we get a little bit of experience under our belt. Yep, that's a true story. Okay. Yes, Connecticut. I knew it. Connecticut. Not that I knew it, but I was, Connecticut. I love Connecticut. I've been to Connecticut once. Yeah. In a black car. Good time. Yep. Before Uber, I had a meeting in Connecticut. It was, pharma, a couple big pharma companies landed in Jersey, I believe it was, and we got into a black car and we drove to Connecticut. Yeah, there's my story. There's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, so we got to the time study. We got to the so here's an example of enjoying the process. So yesterday, after the show, I was so excited. Why? Because I had 12 hours of work to do. And those of you that are like, really? Like, yeah. The show ended at 9 yesterday morning, 10 Eastern time. And I had a Jets game on last night, so I had some wonderful content to observe while the game was on and working. And I was like, oh yeah, I get to do what I love, build this business. That was my day. So, all right, we got John Petrocelli hanging over, waiting in the green room, rocking the Resistance band, it seems like. We're going to bring him up in a couple of moments. Hey, Jimmy, do we want to run the community corner segment, or do we want to run, do we want to bring in Petro's points? What are you thinking there, producer Jimmy? You make the decision. Jimmy, I'm not making the fucking decision. You make the decision. You tell what we're doing, and I'll just follow your lead. I'll just be the pretty face this morning. Yeah, I was going to be the pretty face. I like being the pretty face every now and then.
All right, folks, it's time for our favorite truth dropper, the man who makes science sound cooler than protein powder.
There he is. There he is himself. Oh yeah. Rocking the Blue Jays hat, rocking the nice sweater.
Yeah. I'm glad they made it for the World Series, but I've got a complaint.
Uh-oh.
I do not like the fact that the Toronto Blue Jays are supposed to have home field advantage.
Yes.
And there will be 3 home games, possibly 3 home games in Los Angeles.
Oh.
Before Toronto gets 3 home games. So they're playing 2 in Toronto, then 3 in Los Angeles then 2 in Toronto. It's supposed to be 2 in Toronto, 2 in Los Angeles, then back to Toronto, then Los Angeles, then back to Toronto. I don't like this one.
Is it a stadium availability thing? Is that what it is?
No, I think they're trying to be efficient and save a little bit of money. But both teams have more than enough money to send their teams back and forth if they need to play more than 4 games.
I remember when the Blue Jays won the World Series last 30 years ago, brother. I can't believe it's been 30 years. When that stat was dropped on the table this week, I felt a little bit old. Since we're talking about time, I was like, holy fuck. It seems like it was yesterday, brother. You would remember too.
It does. I remember Ricky Henderson was on the Blue Jays team, and that was always my favorite player. And people ask, where were you when the home? Who was it? It
was Joe Carter.
It was Joe Carter. Joe Carter hit the home run, and everyone says, "Where were you when Joe Carter hit the home run?"
Absolutely.
Ricky Henderson said, "I was on second base."
Yeah. Well, so here's a game of time. So that was the era, like when OJ was getting arrested, the Blue Jays were winning. Like we're talking like craziness, right? Actually, maybe it was. I got to crack some humor here. Maybe with some of the policies coming out of our current administration, we are 30 years in the past.
Yeah, I guess you can think of it that way.
But I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. Hey, listen, we got a pretty important question for you. And it's coming from Good. See you later, Chic Bait. Enjoy your day at work. Don't work too hard. I got a pretty important question from Good Time. Charlie says, who teaches his class when he's here?
Who teaches my class?
Yeah.
When I'm there.
Yeah.
I don't have class on Friday. I have class on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Oh, right. Good Time. He's a tenured professor. He just works a couple of days in his life. That's it. He's like, oh, yeah, I've done all that shit already.
Yeah, I'm in the classroom. You won't see me at 9 o'clock Tuesday, Thursday, and 2 o'clock Tuesday, Thursday. I won't be here. But Fridays, I'm available.
I love it. How was your run this morning?
Excellent.
Was
excellent.
it?
And I did feel that, when it's over, I feel great. Like as it's even the last mile is like the best one. I'm flying in that I feel like I'm flying in that last mile because I know I'm getting closer to my coffee and I'm almost finished.
So I did a 15-minute walk warm up, and then I did like a 20-minute run, and then my goal was to do 30 minutes, and I needed to get to 30. So I did what I disliked even more, Petro. After my 20, I did 10 minutes of HIIT. So like, all right, I guess if I'm really going to enjoy myself, I'm going to go and earn it. So I turned the treadmill up, and I kept telling myself, I get to do this. And then when I was done, I'm serious. I was thinking about you, man. I was like, okay, I'm going to have some fun with Petro later today because we both don't like doing this right now, but I'm doing this and I'm getting after it. But then when I was done, I was like, yeah. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yes.
That feeling, right?
Yeah. But what I've been leaning into is actually something that led to a Nobel Prize for Daniel Kahneman. It's called prospect theory.
Oh, tell me.
Prospect theory basically says, if you let's say you find $20, you're walking along, you find $20, and most people are happy. It's a little bit of elation. Oh, I found $20, right?
Yeah.
Well, relative to when you lose $20, like, man, I washed these jeans and I knew had a $20 bill in these jeans and I can't find it now. And so the extremity of the disappointment and the irritation tends to be more extreme than the same gain and the enjoyment and the happiness, right?
Yes.
So people hate losses more than they like the same amount, the absolute value.
Yeah.
So I lean into that with my exercise. I say, how much guilt am I going to feel, and how much regret am I going to feel if I skip this today?
Yes. Yeah.
And I really hate that feeling. So I try to anticipate that, and that keeps me going. And maybe that's a little whacked out in terms of
I get you
using as motivation, but it is typically people experience more extreme negative responses. And again, that's been a major insight in sort of behavioral economics and led to a Nobel Prize. So must be onto something.
Well, maybe I would win a Nobel Prize. There was a few times during my Vegas gambling years, Petro, where I would wake up the next morning or a few months later, and dig into one of the jackets that I was wearing and find some chips. Hey, I got a few $1,000s in my pocket that I didn't know I had.
Well, yeah, it's funny you mentioned that though, Keith. Let me ask you, if you had this poker hand,
yeah,
what do you have? What do you got with your poker hand here?
Oh, I'm looking there. What do I got there? I got a looks like I got a flush, don't I? No, I don't got a flush. I got a
pair of fives.
I'm looking for, I see the pair of fives, but I was looking for more. But I got a pair of fives. That's it.
You got a pair of fives, right?
Yeah.
Do you see anything wrong with the hand?
Well, it's funny because I'm looking hard at it because I'm thinking you're going to trick me with this, but I see the pair of fives.
Yeah.
No, I don't right now. No.
You don't see the problem.
Actually, I do. Yeah, I do. I see a 3 black heart.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'd be surprised how long it takes people to find that error.
Interesting.
The heart should be red, right?
Yes.
But our expectations shape our experience, and they also lead to selective attention. So most people never mention it. Maybe they come back to it the 5th or 6th time, and they're like, "Wait, I think I see something strange here," and they can't even really put their finger on it, and it's staring you right in the face, right? It's right there.
Yes. Yes.
So now we know with selective attention, selective perception.
Yeah.
Again, it shapes experience, and I really love that you opened today with the crazy stuff going on with sports betting.
What did you think of that, man? So let's talk. What did you think about that?
Well, I think it's been in our face.
100%.
Like that, staring us in the face for a very long time. There were 2 basketball games last night, for instance, and I just keep track of consensus betting. Where are people usually putting their money in? And I kind of track, what's going on. And there are a lot of websites that'll show you that yesterday, the large majority, over 60%, a lot of websites were showing that the consensus was betting under for the totals for both of those games. So you had the Oklahoma City Thunder and the Indiana Pacers. I think the over-under was around 230. Majority was going under. And then you had Denver Nuggets and Golden State Warriors. Most people, again, were going under. I think the over-under was around 230 again, right?
Yeah.
Now, after both games, after 4 quarters, both of the games were under the total, right? But the Thunder and Pacers went to double overtime.
Oh.
And the Nuggets and Warriors went to overtime as well. And it was well over the over-under. They were over like 250 points, right?
Yeah.
So the majority of bettors lost yesterday on the over-under.
Yes.
But only because of the overtime. But it just seems to me, for the last 20 years, even with the NFL games, almost every game, I don't care if it's the Cleveland Browns and the New Orleans Saints, all right? If it's any time, it doesn't even have to be prime time. It's down to the wire. There's going to be a lot of scoring in the last 5 minutes. And more than 20 years ago, most games were not like that. They were maybe 35-21 was the average score. But now everything's so close. Most of the game lines are less than a touchdown.
Yes.
So even the sports books are showing, these are going to be close. These are going to be close games. But a lot of people lost interest when Super Bowls were blowouts for about, in the 80s and 90s. But then, fast forward to even just a couple of years ago, you have Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson opening the Super Bowl with, a WWE like intro.
Yes.
And I don't know. I'm not one for conspiracy theories, but I do observe things. I'm not a social psychologist because I fail to observe things.
Dude, I'm nerding out with you right now because I'm loving this.
Staring us in the face.
Because parody pays. Hear me clearly. Parody pays, right? And when you have parody, you can make money off parody because a little bit here, a little bit there. Blowouts don't pay, but parody pays. So, when I saw this news drop yesterday, I was fascinated by it because what makes me start asking is, to your point, it's been in our face. Is it part of the NFL? Is it part of the NHL? Does it make the NBA look in the mirror? What's the impact to society? Do people just ho hum and continue to do it, or like how do you protect the integrity of the sport?
Yeah, I would love. You mentioned hockey too. I would love for someone to look at the percentage of goals scored when goalies are pulled in the last 2 minutes. They've been doing that for decades, right? Yeah. But for whatever reason, the last 5 years, it's almost a sure thing that teams are going to score. Not a sure thing, but it's probably, I'm looking at it. I'm guessing it's at least 40% of the time, which is would be much greater. Usually when you pull your goalie, you know, the other team scores another easy goal. But now there are a lot of teams last 5 years very efficient in that last 2 minutes without their goalie, and they effectively have a power play.
Yes.
And they're scoring goals, and they see more overtime, I think, now than we've ever seen. So I don't know. That seems a little strange to me. That's just a little another nugget of suspicion I have.
Double A, I see your comment. No, this is not a costume, Double A. This is just me. This is just how I dress. This is how I look. Yeah, my regular glasses, my nice old hat, my good old M&M shirt. Yeah. Hey, so what did you think of the Louvre Heist, and what did you think of that whole? I love that video today. That is great, but no one has uncovered. I still have the footage of the otter's involvement, the surfboard stealing otter, and no one's talking about that. I don't know why. He seems to have gotten off scot-free. Oh, I love it. I love it. And then how about George Haymaker dropping nuggets this morning, brother?
I love that. That was fantastic. I thought that was I wanted to say that's the highlight of the week.
Me too. I agree.
That conversation. I really think, he dropped so many great nuggets there. And I think, I agree. Every time, I'm starting to remember Jon's statement about training your brain. If you chain your chest, you can do anything. I fully believe that, and that's why it ceases to amaze me how many people still do not believe that psychology, the science of behavior, thinking, and feeling is not important.
Yes,
it's just it amazes me, because you're not going to get anywhere, with respect to anything that's. Maybe anything that you need to do.
Yeah, maybe that's why I vibed and I've really gotten along with you so well, and I vibed with Jon, even Marty, because my connection with AJ over the years is because I've believed, I've just my with my soul, that you cannot have success in the gym or in business without a sharp mind and a sharp emotional state. Mm-hmm. You just can't. Like, if I'm having a fight with my wife, I'm not having a good performance in the gym, a good performance at work. I'm not having a good conversation with you, but we don't talk about it, right? We just don't. We're so focused on the external, right? So I'm with you, brother. The mind and the emotion, then the physical.
Yeah. And if you're not locked in, you've got some other distractor. It's just kind of lurking behind you. I've been watching this video that went along with George Haymaker that I like, and I just like how he says it too. But of all people, Denzel Washington has this short that says,
"Tell me,
dreams without goals are just dreams, and ultimately fuel disappointment." He says, "On the road to achieving your dreams, you must apply discipline, but more importantly, consistency. Because without commitment, you'll never start. But without consistency, you'll never finish." And I'll tell you, if you're not training your brain with something like those facts, that reality, you're not going to make it. Maybe for a couple of weeks. I've got lots of data on that for myself. I was really, really good for 2 weeks, and then nothing for 3 months, and then maybe another month, and then nothing for 6 months. And I would, I would do no exercise, and I got really fat, and it just never worked.
There's probably something going on emotionally, or emotionally or mentally with you, right? Maybe it wasn't obvious, which was preventing that, though, right? Would you say the same?
And I think the mental thought was that I don't want to do this. I don't really want to do this. I don't want to do this. It was all negative.
Yes.
It was all negative thinking. But then when I leaned into okay, well, it's going to suck. If I can embrace the suck and say, well, this is going to get me where I want to be. I want to be healthier. I want to be healthy for my family, my daughter. When she was born, that's when I started running. And I was like, I got to get in shape because
yeah.
I got to, and she's very active, and I can kind of hang with her, and it's really made all the difference.
How was your hike last weekend, brother?
So I knew you were going to ask this. So we got rained on.
Okay.
So we never officially made it.
Okay.
It was the one day we haven't had rain for like 2 months in the Charlotte area, and we finally got some rain. So that's going to have to be postponed at least another 2 weeks, because this week we got to.
I love it. So, speaking of Charlotte, I was reading this morning, a gentleman from your neck of the woods, some gentleman named Michael Jordan. He's going to be part of some of the, I guess, upcoming NBA broadcasts, and he's quite an interesting specimen, eh? And what I'm talking about is that I guess he made his first appearance on the show last night inside the NBA, and I guess there's talks about how much he's going to be involved because he's Jordan. My point is that he's this very elusive character, anyway, isn't he? Like he's a very elusive, not defined character in a world where everybody seems to be out there. Jordan has done a really wonderful job of continuing to somewhat, I'll use the word, protect himself, hasn't he, John?
I think he did that. That was he's his own man, and I think he did that from the beginning of his career in basketball, even at UNC. I mean, the way that he trained, the hours that he spent, in the gym and on the court outside of practice.
Yeah.
I mean, and the talent was there. All of the talent in the world was there, but that's not enough. I mean, people don't realize how competitive professional sports actually are. I mean, and how cutthroat it is. I mean, if you're not keeping up with the competition, you look bad really quickly, even if you're Michael Jordan.
Yes.
But he knew that, and it was the work ethic, I think, that and the competitiveness in him to want to be great, beyond the money, beyond the fame, and really just want to win. I think that carried him, and so I don't think he really played to the tune of
anybody else's role
of anyone.
Yes.
And so I think it's great, and I think perhaps he's had enough time off from basketball and feels that maybe he can kind of contribute a perspective. People want to know what he's thinking,
exactly. It's funny you said it, because that was part of the article I read, which was exactly that. People want to know what he's thinking, yet he says so little. Right. So, and let's face it, Petro, there's a few of those characters in our world that we grew up with, right? Like you got the Gretzkys of the world, you got the Jordans, Barkley's been around forever, but you got some of these characters that when they speak, we still lean into. Right.
Oh, yeah.
And those that don't speak often, hence, Jordan, you're wanting to lean in a little more. And I see a good time yard. He owns part of a NASCAR team. We were talking about a couple of weeks ago. He's suing the NASCAR team, because it's just lunch money for him. But I thought that was quite fascinating.
Yeah, there's a lot of great ones from that. I for whatever reason, and it must be the YouTube algorithm. I was watching an old interview with Kiss. And around, and it was like really, it was mind blowing actually, and I would say like Gene Simmons is one of those kind of guys where he's just real serious, and then you're just waiting to see what's he gonna what's he gonna say, to the simplest things,
Yes.
and just it's fascinating.
It is absolutely fascinating. Yeah, it is. All right, brother. Hey, what do you got going on this weekend?
Oh, that's just the big tennis tournament this weekend.
Oh,
that's
nice.
a big commitment. Yeah,
tennis
full-time tennis. Yep. So we'll see how we do. And
I got a date night with my wife. We're going to Jets game tonight. The Jets playing Calgary tonight.
Right.
Lost last night to Seattle, so we're going to go watch the Winnipeg Jets play the Calgary Flames here in Winnipeg. I'm looking forward to that. It's always nice.
That'll be fun. You need to get one of those drone blimps to have a banner.
Yes.
For mornings in the lab. You could throw one of those. Try to get one of those in there.
You know what? Watch later today. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go take some. That's a great idea. I'll take some footage tonight from the arena, and we'll get a drone flying around there with the mothers. Mornings in La Habana. That's awesome, brother. Good suggestion. Good suggestion. Okay. Well, listen. I think I'm kicking you out of here. They're fun, and They're unpredictable, and they are. And I look forward to them because I'm like, okay, as the week goes on, I'm thinking about shit we're going to talk about, and I'm fascinated by social psychology and social science. So the fact that you're an expert in it is brilliant. And I'm working on some better did you know shit for next week, and some better. Hey, how about some of the fucking stupid dumb shit awards, man?
Week? I love it. Hey, can I give you a quick? Maybe you already know this. Please. Perhaps a quick tip on this. There's a great book by Seth Stevens Davidowitz called "Everybody Lies."
Okay,
and I'm just catching up with this right now, and I'm just fascinated. He's built his entire career on big data, and particularly the use of Google Trends.
Oh.
And then another place is X Spaces.
Oh,
which will reveal to you, so if you ask people, well, what do they want to know? What do they want to talk about? They only give you partial truths. If you really want to know what people are thinking about and what they want to know about, check out Google Trends. That'll show you what people are searching per region, how frequently. And X Spaces has basically a lot of live conversations. You can go in, but you can look through the topics and see like, well, what are the trending topics people want to talk about?
Well, it's interesting to say because we actually I actually do use Google Trends to help with our topic selection. So we didn't get to it today, but folks want to talk about piss. Like men and hydration and piss. So that was on the topic. Our cannabis conversation last week was one from that, and we got one coming up on Monday about cannabis as well, helping back pain. But yeah, I thank you for that recommendation and that tip. So I certainly
I figured you were forward thinker.
It's helpful. It's absolutely helpful. Yes, absolutely helpful. So yeah. All right, man. Well, listen, lots of love from me to you. Have a lot of wonderful fun being the tennis dad this weekend. Our resident Dr. Jon Petrocelli, the bullshit detector, every single Friday here on Mornings in the Lab. Appreciate it, brother.
All right, Keith, keep it up, man.
All right, pal. Love you too, pal. All right. John's out of here. Oh, I love that. I love Jimmy, Melissa. I fucking love that segment. You know why I love that segment? Because it came together so organically. It just came together so organically. Double A. I am famous. Good time. Yeah. Famous in my own mirror. Do I wear makeup? Ooh, baby. I wear more eyeliner than fucking JD Vance. Oh, yeah. Yeah, true story. 100%. Dr. Jon Petrocelli, every Friday. Petro's Points. One of my favorite segments we drop here in the lab every Friday. We're going to keep making it better for you guys. If anything, make it better for me because I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I don't like how fast time goes when Petro's on the show. It goes really fast. Melissa, I see your comments there. It's just because you know what it is for me, guys. It's just something about me. The idea of the social science, the psychology of it, why we are how we are, and the way why humans do the things we do. It's just all really fascinating to me. No orange makeup, good time. No, I left that over there. No, actually, all the orange makeup and all the orange hair dye, good time, has been sold to some dude in the States. Yeah, there's some guy in the States who bought them all. You guys might know him. Yeah, true story. He might just know them all. Oh, what's this? Them, small face, JD Vens, mems. I'm with you, Double A. Yeah, I'm with you. Hey, Double A, if you're not on Sora, I invite you guys to go to Sora. Hey, I updated my head on Sora. And to those of you just jumping in here, no, I didn't say something about me and head. I said I updated my head. So if you want to take my head and play with it, like, it's put my head and use it, play with it and massage it and juggle it. And Charlie's right. Just the tip of my head. You can do that. So find me on Sora, find Keith Mornings or Mornings in the Lab on Sora. And my head is freely available, just the tip to be used. So Double A, if you want to make some JD Vance memes with my head, with makeup on Sora, you have my permission to do just that. KB looks great on the soap operas. Yes. Looks a little like Bo. Oh, hey, do you guys remember Bo from Days of Our Lives? Oh, fuck. Are we going to go? Hey, Neiman, did you go up with Days of Our Lives? Oh, man. We could do. I bet you Anderson fucking knows about Days of Our Lives and Young and the Restless and all that shit. Guys, we need to talk about soaps. I don't think guys are talking about soaps. We're going to talk about soaps coming up in the... Yeah, see, I knew you did, Neiman. I fucking knew you did. I knew it. I think Petrocelli privately watched soaps too. I suspect he did. Yeah. Well, because he knows about Bo. And I wonder if Good Time, are you a soap watcher too? Do you guys remember when Wayne Gretzky showed up in the soaps? Remember, he was like, I want to be an actor. And he was yeah. So it's funny, Double A. You're right, man. I cannot disagree with your comment there. Yep. JD laughs at others, but arrests you for making fun of him. Not a free dude. I will not argue with you there at all. Nope, not at all. And it's funny because I get to stand here in Canada and point at all my friends around the world and just do what I want to do. But yeah. You're free to say what you want unless I don't like it. Because if I don't like it, I'm going to arrest you. Oh, okay, great, good story. Yeah, good time when I was home from school sick. Yes, exactly. And Big Luke and Laura. Oh, you know who I was a big fan of? Girls ears down, boys ears up. What was her name? Billy. Oh, baby. I fucking loved Billy. Like the good Billy, though. Remember Billy, you guys? Remember Good Time? John, Billy? But it was Krista Allen Billy. Oh, baby. Smoke show. Woo! Holy smokers. All right. So somebody tell me we got to get the show going here. We got to do Community Corner. I'm just thinking about Billy. Just... Okay, Jimmy. You win. Let's go.
What if getting lucky has less to do with chance and more to do with how you show up? And no, fellas, I'm not talking about the naughty kind of getting lucky. That said, you could use today's tips either way. It's time for the Community Corner, where we connect YouTube, LinkedIn, and Substack on Mornings in the Lab. Today, we're talking about quitting the digital drag, engineering luck, and fueling your body the right way. Keith, let's hear it.
Billy Goat Gruff. No, Billy. Billy was hot. Woo, baby. Yeah. And Billy, Krista Allen, she also did those those nighttime shows, Good Time, that were not porn, but they were kind of porn. What the hell are they called again? They were just some soft erotica. Yeah. So you'd go from watching her on Days of Our Lives to watching her roll around in the sack at night. Yeah, true story. Just saying, I was a young little dude. Why are AI videos using cuts? I don't know your question, Double A. Throw the question back up on the table and I'll answer your question for you. We have an entire team here, Double A, in the lab here. We got Maya Reyes. She's our Community Corner host. We got the Smoke Show herself, Sophia Grant, the AI Smoke Show, Sophia Grant. Melissa, that's her official title now. The AI Smoke Show, Sophia Grant. Yep, true story. And got awkward when your parents were in the same room. I know, Good Time. Yes. And we got Sterling and Preston, Double A, our two hosts of the conversation desk. And we got a few other characters hanging around there. So we got the Mornings family. We got Frankie and Tommy making appearances coming up in the future. True story. All right, guys. Wasn't the last ad an AI? So, yes, you're right, Double A. The last person was an AI-generated creature. Her name is Maya Reyes. Maya's awesome. Maya's kind. She's fun. She's humorous. She talks about getting lucky on a guy's show. Dude, how can you not like Maya Reyes? Yeah. Okay. The fact that you're asking, Double A, means that we're doing a little bit of good work there because you're kind of curious. So truthfully, Double A, hey, man, we are actually blending the world of AI and humans into one kind of merged experience. And I'm with you, Good Time. She is absolutely a smoke show. Totally hot. Oh, wait a minute. Are we talking Billy or are we talking about Sophia Grant? They're both pretty hot. All right. Oh, yes. Frankie and Tommy will come back and do the Dumb Shit Award. I agree. We'll have to go find those motherfuckers and see what they're up to. AI have now been gorgeous, hot with a human expression, but them eyes are soulless. Just an observation. Yeah. So there's no question that, there still is work to do with the uncanny valley about these AI eyes that we see out there. Okay, boom. Let's get after it, Jimmy. YouTube, social media is the new smoking. Yeah. You know you should quit scrolling, but you don't. A creator at Jason Line, who owes their livelihood to social media, says it out loud. Social media is the cigarettes of the digital age. We all know it's toxic. We keep scrolling for one more drag anyways. It's democratized in connection, but it also bred anxiety. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, true story. I'm with you there, 100%. Yeah, use them told. Yeah, I agree. So here's the thing. Jason Line, I'm with you. Social media is the new smoking. Hence, it's not social anymore. Yeah, it's true. Not social media at all. It's just media that we passively consume, and it hooks our brain with dopamine until the next one. Yeah. When's the last time anything on your platforms and feeds were social? It's not. All right. Over on Substack, George Mack is talking about engineering your own luck. And he's asking a provoking question. A very provocative question, actually. What if you had to double your luck in 6 months? Most people treat luck like weather. Something that, well, apparently it just happens. Well, George, he treats it like a skill. Something you can engineer. His approach is to build serendipity through human connection. You know the adage, you make your own luck. Well, make spontaneous phone calls instead of scheduling everything. Be memorable. Proactively connect friends who could help each other. Adopt a skill mindset. Give without keeping score. And surprise people with generosity. The baker's dozen idea. In other words, nation, give more than expected. So, the question for you today is, what's one thing that you could do this week to increase your luck surface area? Adam House talked about it often in the past in the show. Increasing your, I wonder what Adam House is up to these days, Neiman. I haven't seen him in a long time. Yeah, and Michael Kinitsky, the whole gang. I haven't seen him. Yeah, true story. All right, let's move on over to LinkedIn to close off our Community Corner segment this morning on an extended version of Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Guys, Derek Bear, a sales trainer, and besides, my bladder is telling me that the show is almost over. Yep. Another true story. As a matter of fact, true motherfucking story. Derek Bear, sales trainer, speaking our language over on LinkedIn. Yep. Apparently. Peak work performance isn't just mental. He says it's physical. Yep. The 3 pillars, according to Derek, are this: sleep, exercise, nutrition. There you go. Story's over. Show's over. The facts are on the table. A lack of sleep sabotages your focus. It helps you make bad decisions. Your energy loss will equal clarity loss. And even light movement, walking, stretching, masturbating, sharpens thinking and productivity. And what you eat and what you drink fuels your creativity. It'll fuel your engagement, and it might even fuel your positivity. So, Derek's message is super clear. Rub one out tonight. Yeah, you'll sleep better. True story. Oh, yeah, baby. Which of these 3, sleep, exercise, rubbing one out, is your weakest link right now? Tell me what it is. I like to rub it out. Yeah, sometimes daily. You know why? Because I live longer. Double A, I respect how you don't get triggered by comments. Some YouTubers out here are... Here's the thing. What's to get tripped out by? Here's my POV. You've decided to take some time out of your day. You strike me as a talented human being, double A, that can use the glass in your hands and your fingers, and you can type some words. And if you're going to take the time and energy to put some words on the table for me to address, let's have some fun together. What's the worst that can happen? Honest to God. Will you dox me? The fucking cops show up? So yeah, let's have some fun. I respect you, double A. I'll tell you why I respect. You showed up You were here, I think, yesterday. You're back today hanging out with us because I know you have a choice. I talk about it all the time. People who come to this show and stick around have a choice. You could go elsewhere, but you've chosen to communicate, engage, and stick around with me, and I'm grateful for that. And I cannot sincerely stress that enough. And I'm with Good Time, man, my rubbing out partner, twice a day, whether it needs it or not. True story. I'm extraordinary for reminding you of Hootie. I'm goated. I don't really understand what that means there, Double A. But yeah, Good Time is right. Twice a day, whether I need it or not, because it makes me live longer. If I've learned anything about my age as I've gotten older, just to tell the truth. So guys, rubbing it out will make you live longer. True story. Double A, I stay for the personality and the conversation, bro. Well, Double A, I'm sticking around because I'm engaging with you two, and I'm enjoying our conversation together. Okay, so this is part of the show where I often forget that I have an outro to do. Yeah, which means that I got some words to say as we walk ourselves out of here because we're back in the lab tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. No, Jimmy's like, what do you mean tomorrow? I thought we had the weekend off. Yeah, well, we do. Hootie and the Blowfish. I know. Double A. It's funny, man. Double A. I was driving my daughter to dance last night, and I told her our story. I said, hey, I got a song in my head all day. She goes, which one? I go, hold my hand. She looked at me like, who the fuck are you? I go, yeah, right. You're 14. You don't know who the Blowfish is. Yeah. Oh, no outro. No outro from the director of Word. Oh, no words. There we go. Well, listen, that's good. Yeah, Double A. So then we changed it to Double A. You know what happened though, Double A? Is that we quickly moved from Pink Pony Club to we quickly moved from Hootie and the Blowfish to Pink Pony Club. That's just how it happened. Yeah. Pink Pony Club. I'm going to put that song in you right now. It's for everybody. Okay, so it's this point that it's clear that I am just rambling. So if I was coaching people who are hosting a show or starting a show, there comes a point in it all where you're just talking. You're just spitting out the verbs. You're just dropping nuggets along the way. I think it's that point, Double A. You call me a legend? Fuck yeah. I'm a legend. Hey, again, man, anybody who spends enough time on this show knows that self-deprecating humor is a big part of the legendary status. Yeah. All right, Squirrel's got Melissa's brain. No outro today. So what does that mean? That means I'm getting the hell out of here. Good time. I appreciate you, brother. Peace out, guys. Hey, 431. Jimmy, put the phone number up. 431-300-3005. My lines are open all weekend if you guys want to talk, you want to chat. Hey, Ross, what's shaking, brother? I got your text, man. Ross joined us on the show this week, and he sent us a couple texts over on the phone lines, 431-300-3005. I put that number out there so that you guys can connect. You need somebody to talk to? You're standing in front of the fridge because you're making a bad decision? You may be walking towards a drink you don't want to have? Send me a text. True story, true fucking story. I'll answer it. I'll maybe give you some encouragement to walk towards the fridge. I'll maybe give you some encouragement to get that drink down your belly. Not. So listen, 431-300-3005. The Mornings Lab phone lines are open all weekend. Voicemail, phone, text. The Handsome Chief, Uncle Keith, Keith Billis, the host of Mornings Lab with Keith and Friends, is here for you guys daily. And you know what? Good time's true. He's right. Facts. He sent me a text and we're talking. So have a great weekend, guys. Lots of love from me to all of you. Double A, I appreciate you, man. Never change yourself, Double A. We'll see you on Monday. I'm going to change my buttons so I can get the right exit music before this song ends. And it goes like that. Have a good one, guys. Have a good, safe weekend. We'll see you on Monday.